Back more Angel. This is episode 13 of season 4. Very excited to carry on, see what's going to happen next. Order's not right with Cordelia. Something off there, which means a bit of that nonsense earlier in the season I can stomach a bit more. Nice. Lila's dead. Big not nice. And yeah, Angelus is still out and about, free in the world, causing some havoc, which I'm here for. And yeah, things got a bit crazy. And I don't know what they're going to do next. I assume the hunt is really going to be on for Angel's soul, wherever the hell that's gone. I assume Cordelia put it somewhere, and someone pointed out to me that the knife that the beasts kind of gives to their master is the one that Cordelia used to kill Lila, so I assume that Cordelia is the beast's master, which makes sense. Probably would be a bit too over convoluted if that was happening as well as the beast's master and everything, so okay, I'm excited to see what all this is about, what's happened to Cordelia, what's gone on with that. Not good things for sure, but yeah, I am hyped after the last episode. I thought it was really great. So yeah, I guess there's nothing else to do but to get right into the next one.
Lila?
Dyla, more like. Oh, they're gonna think he killed her.
I say we dust him before he gets a chance.
That's just the kind of reckless thinking that allowed Angelus to double back on us. Giving him the chance to.
True. To kill your banging buddy.
Magic again. You people rely way too much on that junk.
We use whatever tools we have.
Yeah, only it never really works the way it's supposed to.
Should ask Willow.
That's why we're here, isn't it?
You were so sure he was Angel.
Don't put this on him.
Put it on her! Because it was her!
It's nobody's fault.
It's hers!
His fault it is.
Hers!
She could have been turned.
Salvage, you mean?
Wanna join us? Have a little kitty cock.
You'll be having nothing.
I'm looking for the beast.
Hello.
The guy over there told me you might know where he hangs his
He looks like an ice cream.
Whoa.
Oh!
You didn't love me.
Yeah, I thought it was in his head.
You couldn't.
He doesn't think he's worthy of it. Does he smell what the rock is cooking?
And can't a few choice phrases will be...
Hurry up and do it. Sooner we quit playing with magic tricks, sooner we find and kill Angelus.
Leslie says we should
God.
go after him.
I don't give a flying slap what Wesley says. He's not my
You
boss.
could suggest some ideas,
Who
Connor.
is he anyway?
I get being wary of magic,
Take the
but
chop off Lila's head.
any
Boss
other
or no?
options?
Angel told me, if something goes wrong, I kill him.
Oh.
One time you
now
listened to him.
listen
Yeah.
He has to be destroyed.
I mean, right now I agree, because there's no other plan,
Connor,
but
don't do this. It's too
don't be such a brat.
dangerous. Come back.
Oh my god! Shit! Shit! I'm having heart palpitations. Must have missed this episode of Orange is the New Black.
Nothing personal.
Whoa! Man, that woman's dead. I like that she's back in like her
The awful truth.
lawyer get-up.
You couldn't save me from me.
Is that what you thought?
Me. Lover, I'm not even here. I'm just a figment in your devilishly handsome head.
Yeah, this is how you think she thinks.
So clearly, help me find redemption.
Yeah,
Redemption.
that's what I was hoping for, but
Angel's influence, I suppose.
it's not who you were.
Not people like you.
Well, it's good to stay ahead of the curve. I should be more respectful, really.
Don't touch that.
Sorry. I can see you put a lot of yourself into it. You're just a big, stupid, but ugly, slow-moving flunky. When the Beastmaster's ready to peek out from behind your skirt, have him give me a call.
Yeah, he's not interested unless it's the big leagues.
Give Mama some sugar.
Excuse me.
A sanctuary now.
The hotel blows up.
Pretty much concluded that magic sucks. I mean, if I were you guys, see? It works sometimes.
I like that was the way of proving it.
Sanctuary spells.
Almost wish it didn't work.
We're gonna save Angel. And I know who we need to help us do it.
Faith? I have faith they can do it. This is exciting, man.
Angelus is back.
Step away from the glass.
That's all she needed to hear. She's gonna break out. Oh, I mean, I kind of feel bad that she has to break out of prison, but... Whoa! Last time it was her and Angel doing that outside the window, and Wesley was still inside.
5 by 5.
Yes! I love that she could have broken at any time, but obviously she chose to be inside.
Or Angel's the only one in my life who's never given up on me. There's no way I'm giving up on.
Aww.
That's why it had to be you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe you're a little rusty.
Maybe I am.
Maybe we should find out.
What did you have in mind?
Oh my god, Wesley. He's being her watcher! And it's actually going well this time. This is amazing.
What the hell is she doing here? Nice to see you too, Chloe.
She's here to help.
You're not seeing Cordelia.
You have no reason to trust me, but I don't have loads of time, so why don't we save it till after this is over, cool?
Cool.
This is a salvage mission, not search and destroy. Okay?
No, not okay. You think you can just breeze in here?
If Angelus needs putting down, I'll be the one to do it, not you. So, is there anything else you're not okay with?
Oh, man. I mean, I can understand why Connor wants to kill Angelus. Like, he is dangerous, and we don't know where Angel's soul is, I get it. But he wants to kill Angelus for the wrong reasons.
Slayer, you sure? Yes, I would. She's in town.
But which one is he going to think it is?
Hi, Dawn. Yeah, it's me.
Ah, he's calling Dawn! Now he knows his face. I mean, if Buffy shows up too, I might die, so...
How come you're always girls?
I don't know. Better at it, I guess.
Haven't seen what I can do.
Let's not.
You just jump a lot. Let's calm down. Connor's going to burst into cell block tango any second, I think. He ran into my steak. He ran into my steak 10 times.
Nobody make a move until I...
Oh!
You deficient? What did I just say?
He was attacking.
You thought it was Angelus. Okay, listen, you're no good to me. Get him out of here. Someone take him back to the hotel.
What?
Yeah, easier said. The kid's got a history of not doing what he's
Yeah, that's true.
I'll do what I tell him. If it comes down to you or Angelus, you haven't shown me a thing to make me want to take your side.
Oh, shit. I think she can understand how he works, so she knows how to get through to him. I feel like in her younger years, she was a bit like Connor.
I'm like her.
Same.
We'll have to come at him from two sides.
You take low.
Mm.
I'll hit him high.
She's on it. I love how natural she is with this. Oh, hello.
Our buddy.
That was a haircut.
You're smoking hot. But then again, you probably knew that. Honey, I brought a guest home for dinner.
No. Oh.
Let's get it on.
I like how she was just like, big giant rock monster. Okay. Oh dear.
That's gonna sting in the morning.
Oh god, there wasn't much in there. Oh god.
Better get up.
Could be going better.
Pretty much the only thing that could do damage to that thick, stony hide is himself. Or maybe, I don't know, a piece of himself.
Okay. Yeah, probably should have just like bought a knife for her, you know? Oh, goodbye, vampires. Well, that's him done then, I guess. Does he want to lure out the big boss?
Swing and a miss, slugger, sorry.
Ah! She didn't miss, bitch. I guess that's it for the beast then.
Faith. Beast must have attacked her and she must... It's gotta be.
Sure.
And where's Cody? Does she know?
She's up in her room. Connor.
I mean, I had no idea what a Slayer could do.
A weakness for Slayers. You're definitely his son.
I
Connor,
like that he's a Faith stan.
we're having a baby.
Fuck
Touch it.
off.
How could...
All I know is there's a life growing inside of me.
He's trying to win him back. Oh no! Stop it! Stop it! Oh my... It doesn't matter, it's not really Cordelia, because someone's still doing this to him. No.
No!
Oh, this episode was going so well. That was awesome. Holy shit. What an amazing episode. I adored it. With the exception of the final scene. I'm going to pretend that doesn't exist, and this episode was amazing. Oh, God, there was just so much hype. I was already like really invested and excited about Angelus being around again. Everything with that. Then you bring in Faith. Oh boy. That's how you do it. That's the stuff. Man, it's been so long since we've seen it. That was like the season 2 premiere. That was the last time we've seen him in the Buffyverse, wasn't it? So at this point, that's been like over 2 years. Man. God, that's so good. And it doesn't seem to just be a one-off either. Hopefully she's sticking around for a bit longer yet. Until this whole kind of Angelus thing gets sorted, I would assume. If not longer. Stay on the show forever, please. Oh my God, where do I even begin? I was so excited throughout the whole thing, from start to finish. I was just like, yes, I love it, yes. I mean, still a few like frustrations and everything, and that last scene is just so beyond icky. Because it was bad enough when we thought that was Cordelia with Connor, but now we know, you know, it's kind of consent issues there, because it's not really Cordelia in a way. It's a twisted version, and Connor didn't know that, and now she's manipulating him to get him back on side, because he was kind of leaning towards like Faith. I think he was going to like follow her lead a bit, but for some reason or other she wants Angelus around and alive, but she also doesn't want Connor to be swayed away from, oh, we should definitely kill Angelus. So what do you want? Cordelia clone, or fake Cordelia, or possessed Cordelia, whoever the hell you are. So I'm excited to see them kind of explore that a bit, and I'm guessing they had to work Charisma's pregnancy into the storyline, I guess. But also, I put it to you, shoot her from the waist up. Shocking as it may be, you know, just shoot this bit of her, like other shows do when actors get pregnant. Instead of doing this, is a bold strategy, for sure. You know, they could have just had her be like, oh yeah, you know, I've realised I do want to be with you after all, and that's how she manipulates him or strings him along, whatever. Does she have to be pregnant? Why do we need this? After the mess that was Connor's birth last season, we're doing this again, and having Cordelia be pregnant again. We've already done this. But I guess there's some real world stuff behind it, but I just feel like you can work around it. I don't know. The whole thing is beyond icky, and that's on top of The fact that Connor can't really have consented to the coitus. I don't know what the plan is for that, and I can't say I'm excited for them to explore it, because I just felt like they're going to drag up all that shit again from episode 7. And the episode really had me going until that last bit. I was like, it was going so well, but that I'm not in the slightest bit kind of excited for that aspect of things. I want to learn a bit more about what's happened to Cordelia, you know, how she came to be, you know, the Beast's master and everything, and what her big plan is, and exactly what it is she wants. But that side of things, I couldn't care less, and I can just see it repeating all the same old stuff we've already done this season, and it was gross then, it's going to be grosser now. I suppose on the plus side, Angel can't mope about it at the moment because he's not Angel. It's probably the one saving grace that we have. So I guess it's another wait and see situation, but I just feel like you didn't need to do that. But maybe Cordelia has to be pregnant for this storyline to work. I don't know. Is it going to be like, because obviously Connor's, you know, his existence and the fact that he's the child of 2 vampires who should never have existed because these vampires couldn't have kids and everything, do they want to carry on that bloodline or something and have like the kid of the kid who should never have existed or something? Is there going to be is that going to create an all-powerful being? Are they trying to like make a super soldier? Is that the plan here? Have we got like a River Song situation going on here? I don't know. I guess it's a wait and see situation. But that aside, that ickiness aside, that I feel like just felt the last hurdle for the episode. The rest of it, phenomenal. I adored it. One of my favourites of the season by far. Yeah, the way it was set up at the start so that like Angelus actually killed Lila, so Cordelia can continue to be a bit undercover about things. Seeing her interact with the Beast properly. I do enjoy the setup actually of the Beast making her that weapon out of his own bone, and that being the thing that can harm him. It reminded me of the robots from The Incredibles. They can only be harmed by themselves. And Angelus kind of killing the Beast in that way. I love that, you know, they wanted, or Lila kind of said, you know, she was going to consider letting Angelus out so he could kill the Beast, and he did. So in a twisted way, she kind of had the right idea, and it didn't quite go the way she would have thought that would have played out, but he still was the one to do it. And he was just like softening Faith up and stuff, but Faith was like, nah mate, I'm going to smash this window because it's the Buffyverse. We smash windows in the Buffyverse, and kind of kept him away for a bit, which is cool, very clever. So yeah, that's it for the Beast, I'm guessing. I don't know, it felt a bit like, oh, okay, after 13 long episodes to that moment, it did feel a bit, oh, well, Angelus is here now, so he's the more important, probably better villain. Let's just dispatch the other one. It did feel a kind of bit like that, but also I like that Angelus was the one to orchestrate this big fight and then take him out. I thought maybe he was just like trying to lure out, you know, the Beast's boss, so maybe he still is trying to do that, but it seemed in that moment more about Faith, which is fair enough. And again, the Beasts, you know, I don't think he could have carried the whole season on his own anyway, so it's probably good that he had a master, and it's probably good that Angelus got brought into things. Because, yeah, he got some stuff done, but it apparently was in service of this far more powerful being anyway, and the fact that it's Cordelia, somehow, you know, you kind of have that investment in the villain in a very twisted way, because you've spent, you know, many, many years, including Buffy as well, kind of loving this character, well, eventually loving this character in my case. So yeah, as a villain overall, I thought the Beast was fine. You know, he had the brute strength and he was a physically imposing villain, but he could also play a bit of mind games. But, you know, I like that they can use him, I guess, to prove that Angelus is like the top dog around here. For now, unless Cordelia does something to Angelus as well. But she's the one who wanted Angelus out. But maybe she didn't consider that he would also then kill her servant, unless she wanted Angelus to kill her servant. But then that's kind of galaxy brain thinking, if she thought circumstances would come together where that was possible. I mean, she even No, she berated the Beast for getting into a fight with with Angelus, so I imagine she didn't want either of them dead. I guess it's the unpredictability of Angelus, isn't it? So, yeah, I did like seeing him continue to play the games and not even be like, oh yeah, I didn't kill the other guys, it wasn't me. You know, he was just there drinking their blood like, sup, see ya. I don't think he cares whether or not they think he killed her or not. I did like that when he found her body, he was like, oh damn, I missed my chance, and he's kind of disappointed about it. It just kind of shows the gleefulness of which he goes about his hunt. And it didn't even seem curious to find out, you know, who did do this then? You know, if she's dead, who the hell did it? So that was kind of an interesting thing as well. But I guess he assumed it was the Beast, maybe from the knife. I'm not sure, but Angelus is always a lot of fun whenever he's on screen. So I like seeing him a lot, seeing his kind of imposing presence when he turned up in the bar. Like, everyone had heard rumours that Angelus was back, and he kind of lived up to that. And he just like casually like killed a load of the vampires that was in there. So that was kind of cool to see how the wider world kind of reacts to Angelus and reacts to him in that sense, because when we've had stories with him before, it's kind of been flashbacks in Angel, you know, it's very personal stuff, whether it be, you know, the flashbacks with him and Darla, or, you know, when he has flashbacks with Spike and Drew, or the Master and stuff, and then when he was around in present day Buffy, it was still a very personal storyline. It wasn't really about how Angelus has affected the wider world around him or the local demons and stuff, but they're really focusing on that in Angel and doing something a bit different with Angelus as a presence. It's not just like a personal stake, they are exploring how he's impacting LA as well, which I think is pretty cool. So it's good that they're doing something a bit different with him when they're bringing back in the present day. So yeah, I adore Angelus. I'm really excited to see what else they have in store for him and how much longer this is going to go. I feel like Faith will certainly help him get the job done, for sure, I hope. So yeah, liked everything with him. And Cordelia, that last scene is just, no thank you, sir, to you. But I'm intrigued about everything else and what her motivations are, how this even happened to her. You know, is that even Cordelia, or is it just someone pretending to be her? You know, is there even an essence of Cordelia in there, or is she kind of fighting back? I don't know, but I'm sure they'll kind of explore that a bit, so I'm excited for that. I'd rather just pretend that last sequence doesn't exist, because that really did end the episode on a bum note for me. I was like, you're doing this again, please, please. They could have done so many other ways of getting Connor back on her side, or just have him not like Faith at all, even when she's proved right. He'd be like, oh, she was right. Because when Angel's been proved, like, being able to do the right thing in the first place, and Connor's been wrong about it, he's still got to strop with him about it, so he could have just done the same thing as Faith. But it was nice to have a very brief moment where he was like, I'd never seen the power of the Slayer, and he was kind of like a fanboying over Faith, which was great. And I did enjoy Faith's attitude to Connor, like snapping him down. Again, Connor is just a teenager, and a very, very horny one at that, and my goodness, is his life over. That's what he's, you know, he can't go travelling now, he can't go to college or university, I don't think. He's not going to have the time if he's got a baby on the way. What on earth is this baby going to be like? Jesus, I dread to think. The baby of Connor and whatever the hell this Cordelia is. It will even make Angelus tremble, I imagine. So yeah, let's move on to that final scene, because apart from that, I did really enjoy the episode. Lila and Wesley, his kind of hallucinations of her, that was a really interesting kind of exploration of his mindset, how he was feeling about her, how he thought she felt about him, and he couldn't possibly wrap his head around the fact that she might have genuine feelings for him, which I think, in a way, she certainly did. You know, she displayed jealousy and stuff like that, and intimacy. But yeah, I did like that they could have toyed with the idea, like, oh, she could come back, you know, maybe she's been turned, but it's actually like a hallucination with him. And I think we've seen before, you know, he hasn't had the best self-confidence in himself, and his father doesn't really believe him in either, so I think he does kind of see, and the fact that, you know, originally Fred kind of chose to be with Gunn over him, he's probably like, well, I'm just, you know, I'm not good enough, people don't love me, that's not how it works, because every significant person he's wanted to love him seemingly hasn't. Even the Watchers Council cast him out and fired him. So I think that's kind of why he can't comprehend the fact that Lila may have had feelings for him in that sense, because he just finds himself so unlovable. And then everything with him taking Connor happened, and even his friends kind of turned on him then. So no matter what kind of relationship, you know, people stopped kind of caring for him or showing love and affection for him. So he's kind of, that's become ingrained in him, I guess. But he was toyed with the idea that that was the case, because obviously through Lila and his hallucinations. It was nice to see him kind of struggle to actually behead her. As one should. I feel like someone should struggle when they have to behead someone, to be honest. So that was good, don't get me wrong. And it allowed us in a way to see a different, you know, a bit more of Lila, even though she's dead, and I'm so sad that she is. So I did enjoy his struggle with that, and the fact that I think there was a bit of care there, and it was a nice kind of way of wrapping up that relationship, I guess, or non-relationship. But I think they did have a relationship. And he knows that because that Lila in his head was saying the same thing. So, yeah, that was a really interesting kind of mindset and an exploration into how Wesley's kind of mind is working right now. And I think it was through him talking to himself, through Lila, I guess. He was like, you know what, I've changed my mind. We need to protect Angelus and keep Angel alive, you know, save Angel. Angelus can maybe give us some more information, stuff like that. And I love that he knew Faith would want to save Angel as well and protect him, because he was one who's never stopped believing in her. So that's why he went to get her. I love that. It felt a natural way of bringing her back into the story. Because if you told me when all this was kicking off, like, oh yeah, Faith's going to show up in a few episodes, I'd have been like, how the hell did they fit Faith into this? She's in prison. And it was cool to see her kind of break out, pretty badass. And the fact that she could have just done that any time, really. I think she could have easily escaped and taken out all the guards without hesitation. But she wanted to serve that time. She wanted to redeem herself. So, you know, maybe she'll turn herself back in after all this is said and done. I'm not sure. That'd probably get her another extended sentence. But I like that as soon as she found out Angelus was back, she was like, okay, let's smash another window. That's 2 windows for Faith in 1 episode. So yeah, that was really cool, and to see an interaction again between Wesley and Faith, because it didn't go quite so well between their interactions last time, and there's kind of a parallel, I think, to 5x5 with them both jumping out, you know, a window together, like her and Angel did when they were fighting in 5x5, while Wesley was sat in the chair being tortured and stuff. And the fact that Wesley was like, yeah, 5x5. Oh, that was so good. Kind of a moment I didn't even know I wanted, and yeah, it's like 4 seasons in the making really to get to that. Just seeing how Faith and Wesley used to interact when they first met in Buffy season 3 to now, like, oh man, I love character development, man. So yeah, Faith showing up again is everything. I'm so happy. I was always hoping we would see her again, because I do feel like if she was going to show up again, it would be an Angel rather than Buffy. So I did always kind of have that hope, because there was that tease at the end of the season 2 premiere, and I was like, oh, they could do like a revisit that story, and I thought they were going to bring Faith into it in season 2 when Angel kind of had his moment, when he was kind of going off on his own and kind of cast everyone out. I thought, oh, Faith will bring him back from the brink the way he did with her, but obviously that never materialised, and I was like, oh, and they teased and didn't do anything with that, but now we're getting some more kind of exploration with Faith, and she was awesome in this episode. You kind of just forget how much you miss her. Although I say that, how much I miss her, because I know some people don't like Faith, which is fair enough. And she has done horrible things, don't get me wrong, but she's an awesome character. So yeah, love that she could just take the initiative on things. She had this formulated plan. She's like, you know what, this is what we're doing. Cut the bullshit. She was very accepting of everything that was going on, as Wesley kind of explained stuff to her. Took no shit from Connor, kind of knew just how to treat him, and I think a lot of that did come from her seeing a lot of, you know, her angsty teen self in him. Obviously she's done a lot of growth over the last few years, I would assume. And yeah, her kind of snapping Connor down and saying, you thought that was Angelus, you know, 1 strike and you're out, go by the car, go to your room. She basically sent him to his room, and I love her for it. So that was cool, how she kind of knocked some sense into him, and just when you think you're making some progress with him, like, oh good, he's actually learned a lesson from that. He's learned a lesson about something from an episode for the first time, potentially ever, even though he should have learnt many, many lessons before. He's always just been stroppy again. They actually have him make some progress, and now this whole Cordelia thing's happened, and she's like, oh yeah, by the way, have a baby. Boom, there's my bump. So that's a shame, because I think that's just going to bring him spiraling all the way back down. You have some moments of greatness with Connor, and to be fair, I agreed with him about killing Angelus. They probably needed to. They don't have any feasible way of knowing where Angel's soul is, how to get it back, and if Angelus is doing this, you have to kill him. Simple as that. Angel would have wanted that. And I can even understand his wariness of magic, because a lot of spells have gone wrong, and my goodness, imagine if he lived in Sunnydale, he would really hate magic. So I understand his resistance to that kind of thing. I think it actually makes sense, but he's having those views for the wrong reasons, and since he already has and should have learnt some lessons about this whole thing and listening to the Angel, listening to the team before, because they've been proven right on many occasions about how to handle situations, he should have been going along with those plans like he did in the last episode. He was more than happy to kind of go along with plans when he thought, oh, you know, we could end up killing Angelus here. And I get a sense of that probably comes from his loyalty to Holtz still, because Holtz hated Angelus. He'd probably feel a sense of, you know, honour for his father if he killed Angelus, like getting his own back or making amends for all that and everything. He's still going to have that, but he wanted to do all this stuff, and he had this kind of attitude to being like, no, we can't save Angel, you know, we have to kill Angelus now, we need to go now. He had all that for the wrong reasons, you know, it's coming from not a very good place, and Faith saw straight through that, which I really enjoyed. But again, I think she probably saw her past self in him, so that's why she could deal with him so well. And I guess that's probably why he ended up seemingly respecting her, and for like 2 minutes he became a Faith stan, because she knew exactly what to say to him, and maybe he saw a bit of himself in her as well, which is why he ended up listening to her and being like, oh wow, the power of the Slayer, I've changed my ways, I'm going to be a new happy person from now on, we can save my father. And then Cordelia's like, boom, bump, and it's all going to go tumbling down again. So yeah, I understood and agreed with a lot of what he wanted to do in this episode, and I completely get that, but he was doing it, I think, for the wrong reasons and the wrong motivations, because he still has this strange relationship with Angel, and especially after everything with Holtz and then with Cordelia / not Cordelia. So yeah, bit of a mess for sure with that. And yeah, you know, he's been through a lot of shit, a lot of trauma, separated from his parents, I guess, raised in a hell dimension, sure, couldn't have been easy, but he didn't know really about his parents and that separation, so I don't think that really would have affected him. If it had done, Holtz would have kind of beaten it out of him, I think. And again, like I was saying before, all these lessons about, you know, being polite and stuff, I feel like Holtz wouldn't stand for Connor being snappy. And I think out of respect for his father, Connor would want to still have those no matter what dimension he's in. But he's kind of focusing on the wrong ways, I guess, of honouring Holtz that also align with his own interests, like killing Angelus, because he doesn't really like his dad that much. So yeah, very complicated character really, Connor, and I do appreciate that, and I don't even mind Connor as a character, but he does have some really annoying moments, and as I said in literally the very last episode, I really liked him in the last episode for the most part, when he's being part of the team, and it seems like they want to just keep him like this for conflict's sake for the entire season. You know, they can constantly rely on some conflict and drama with Connor if they just keep him being this bratty teenager instead of actually progressing his character, because they'll do it, but within the same episode they'll undo it. And it's just kind of a shame, and it's becoming a pattern. They did it here, they did it in the one where it was revealed that it was all just Angel's perfect day to make him become Angelus again. So yeah, it's not a pattern I'm a fan of, but there are a lot of layers to Connor's character that I do find very interesting. I do think he's an interesting character, and I'm glad he's on the show, don't get me wrong. But you can just... they just need to progress his character and maybe find other ways of creating that conflict alongside it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll surprise me with this and he won't take Cordelia's side, but of course he's going to take Cordelia's side because it's Cordelia and she's counting his child. So on that that kind of thing, I understand why he would take Cordelia's side, because she's going to be carrying his kid. So, yeah. We'll see what happens with it, but they did a great job, I think, conveying the complexities in Connor's character in this one. Faith, kind of, his interactions with her, I thought were very telling of how he may view himself, how we can view him, and the very different layers to him. So I did like that a lot. And yeah, Faith is just an absolute boss, and I love her so much. Like, just how she handled herself, got straight back into the swing of things, seeing her and Wesley kind of be like the Watcher and Slayer that they should have been in season 3 of Buffy, but obviously things happened and that all went horribly wrong. Wesley just wasn't a very good Watcher then. Faith was going down a very dark path, did some very awful stuff. And now here they are, all these years later. They've both kind of changed and gone through so much. And this is kind of like they've fallen into being a good Watcher Slayer duo there. And again, it comes from a place of a bit of manipulation, because Wesley drove them to that place knowing there'd be vampires nearby that would attack her, so he can test if she stood up for the challenge. And we already knew she was from the first scene of her in this episode where she took down the woman who had... How in the hell did she hide that knife? Like, when she was walking up to her, like, you clearly have a knife in your jacket. It's huge. But there we go. I wonder why they didn't want to kill her. I don't know. But yeah, I like bringing her back. I'm so excited to see more of her. She was awesome. I also really enjoyed when Angelus heard that there was a Slayer in town. He phoned Dawn, pretending to be Angel. So we've never actually seen Dawn and Angel interact on screen, have we? Which is crazy to think that, oh yeah, he just calls Dawn and pretending to be Angel, even though they've never actually had physical information, like interactions, but they both are aware of each other, because obviously history got changed and everything. So that's really cool. I like that little note. It would have been cool to actually hear her voice or something, but it is what it is. And when she found out that Buffy was still there, he was like, well, it's got to be Faith. So that was really cool, and seeing Angelus and Faith come face to face, because that hasn't technically happened before, but this is the real deal this time, because before in season 3 of Buffy, he obviously faked being Angelus, so it's really cool kind of contrast to then, and a little throwback, but also like it's a genuine one this time. That was great. And the fight with the Beast, Faith couldn't really do any damage to it at all, but because Angelus, he has a physical presence to an extent, but I still think, in the right circumstances, Faith could easily kick his ass. But, he's also got that bit of foreknowledge about the Beast and how he works, so he knew to use the knife on him. That took him out. So the fact that he can take that out, but Faith was really struggling, just shows the threat of Angelus and how clever and calculated he can be, as well as a physical threat at times. So that was all really cool. And the Faith Wesley team up was really fun. Yeah, man, what an episode. My goodness. And Fred, Gunn, Lorne, they didn't have as much to do, but they did have some good moments and funny lines together. I like them kind of all meeting Faith for the first time. She was like, yeah, I know who you are. He's told me all about you. And Gunn kind of questioning why, Lorne, why didn't you know it was Angel, and all that kind of hoo-ha. So they had some decent moments, but, certainly Fred and Gunn got a bit more focus in the last episode, maybe not so much Lorne, but yeah, that kind of makes sense why they would have taken a bit more of a backseat in this one, especially if you're introducing Faith back into it. There's a lot going on, but I think it was very well paced, very well handled. And yeah, just a really cool escalation, some real punch the air moments. Moments I didn't even realise I wanted. Like Wesley saying 5x5 was incredible. And the Beast has been dispatched, so there's some big progression there. But Angelus is still about, which I'm happy about. And yeah, I absolutely adored every second of this episode up until that final little twist with Cordelia being pregnant, which I'm not looking forward to seeing them explore. But they may surprise me, and it could be something quite interesting. But overall, really fantastic episode. One of my favourites of the season by far. Love that Faith is back. I was hyped as fuck for all of this episode. And yeah, the ending kind of killed it for me. But overall, amazing stuff. Loved basically everything they did with it. Still intrigued about exactly what's going on with the Cordelia business and how that is actually working, how that came about. But we'll be getting answers fairly shortly. I would assume. So yeah, that was that, and I believe my next reaction to end off this cycle, I think we go back to Buffy now for a couple of episodes. I think it's like 3 episodes of Buffy now, but obviously only one more to end off this cycle. So yeah, man, what an awesome place to like leave Angel for a little bit as well though, because man, what an amazing episode. Hyped. Man, can't wait to see where they go, but incredible episode, and until my next reaction, thanks for watching.